Right, what's going on, everybody? It's Great Scott's back here with the next episode of Grand Tactician Civil War 1860. This is the 1861 Union Campaign. We are, I think, in episode, this might be 10, which is, I don't know, it seems to be going faster than the last 1861 campaign. Maybe not, though. I guess that ended after, I don't know, a dozen episodes or so. I had speculated last time I played that this was wrong and would change when we load it in, and it's not changed at all. So that also doesn't make it right. It just means that it hasn't changed at all. Union armies on the move. McClellan was trying to engage. I think this is the Army of the Shenandoah. I'm not sure exactly why it's not showing up. Maybe we're not zoomed in enough. That looks like it was it. And they look like they want no part of this. And yet there are 3 CSA armies here, but none of them want to fight. They're all pretty heavily depleted. This is what? Army of the Potomac. So they're not being pursued by McDowell, who is where? Ooh, this Morgan garrison gets something. What do you give to people who have to be in a fort? I don't know. Wonder if I could give them siege guns. I'm gonna try. So, all right. Well, I don't know what's gonna come of that. I remember McDowell is down here constructing forts. We can actually move the time ahead. Supposed to be constructing forts, but I think he was given a direction to move down to Wilmington. Now, it looks like it's still the case. It looks like they also kept my last mouse cursor setting, which I think it needs to be faster on the campaign map and slower on the battle map. So, this is alright. Alright, I think my fleets have also arrived in the right place. I might as well try to use them to do something. So, it's called the Atlantic Blockading Squadron. So, of all things... Wait. Blockade. That's fine. We don't need you to go fast. Yeah, we'll just put you on blockade. That's fine. And we'll send second fleet down here. Alright, so we're at least using the Navy, even if we're not really recruiting one. But yeah, I left off the last video with the possibility of marching on Atlanta, and you know, why the heck not? It doesn't seem like there's a land force here that really wants to fight. We have 2 forts on the kind of coast of Charleston. We built 1 fort, I believe, just to the southwest of it, so that should be fine. Alright, the only... It's not a wild card, it's just that everything... Look, all the armies are pretty much crammed east of this line. Except for... now Sumner's force in the Army of the West trying to move on Little Rock. We missed the Missouri State Guard. I don't know if we were in an offensive stance at the time, but... oh well. So we are on the move in a number of places. I'm wondering if I should take McClellan's force and just start building forts inside of captured CSA territory, but also on the border, or if I should push into Tennessee. I feel like these CSA armies are so depleted that it's not really worth my time to go after, because I think they're just going to keep withdrawing. And so if that's what they're going to do, maybe we'll put McDowell on, or not McDowell, it's the other guy, McClellan on the move. Okay, McDowell actually is on the move. This should be a fort. Patterson should have his arms. I don't know, maybe I should have went down to Savannah and tried to knock out... Yeah, maybe I should have, but I didn't. I've already committed, so we'll keep going. The music has grown on me in a good way. So I reference, Grand Tactician Civil War, or sorry, this is Grand Tactician. Ultimate General, there was... I'm sorry, if you like the music in that game, there's nothing. Especially in between battles, when you were trying to choose an army, they just had this repeated sound of somebody giving orders or something. It was really annoying. I don't know. This is just the music in here is so much better. I really hope it gets to the point where it always plays, and I'd like it to play in battle, or at least a selection of the songs in battle, because right now nothing plays. If you zoom in on some units, sometimes they're playing their own music, but I don't remember the band. It's like Wazzles and Weasels or something. If it's not that, and I made it more offensive than it was supposed to be, it's just an accident. But I like it. I don't know. I think it's quite good. Can I fight this? We're moving at 10 times speed, so I don't know if we're going to get a chance. So you're showing me the fight. It's kind of hard to pick my... I can! This is how the... okay, so they do explain that that's how George Thomas gets the name the Rock of Chickamauga. Good to know, if you're interested. Okay, we are up and in. 6,000 men and 1 guns, right? So this is Magruder's Hampton's division. What map are we on? Well, it's not. So this is obviously it's the Bentonville map. Obviously. All right, CSA is coming in on the east, so they're not that far away from us. Nonetheless, I'm going to do my usual setup and then rejoin with all of you on the video. So sure enough, things got interesting early on. Let's see, there's McDowell's group. So my skirmishers found them. They're right up here, kind of bunched up. I detached my 2 units of cavalry. I think I only have 3 skirmisher units this game because the infantry units themselves are so small. And so I'm going to now move up McDowell's forces because they're kind of just hanging out. So I'm pulling Schenck back because there's no good reason for them to be that far up unsupported. If we can skirmish with them, that's fine. If we can't, that's alright too. And I noticed that the skirmisher bug is back now, and I kind of tested this on purpose just to see how it would play out. And the skirmisher bug, again, it's that the first time once you press play and you're actually moving, you're no longer in deployment, that the skirmishers just teleport to wherever you give them as their final location. And this is one of the original maps, the Bentonville map. And so I wonder if there's something with the map that did it, or maybe there was just a one-off on that. If you watch the last video, the last map on that, I had never played, and I don't think it's a historical battle yet. And the skirmisher bug did not work on that map. So here we are. Also, I have to cut the cursor speed in about half to try to move like this. But once you do that, it moves okay. I kind of hope, because I'm sure the devs have nothing else to do than sit around and listen to my videos. But I'd like it if there was a cursor speed for the map that you could set in your presets, right? And if there was one for the kind of grand strategy map, that would be very helpful because they need different things. At least that's my view. And I think I may have again kind of advanced too far. Or what it is I assume that I can move further faster than I actually can, and so it doesn't really allow me to get into line. I think this is kind of what Grand Tactician, some of the developers may have alluded to. Not that they want you to make that mistake, but they want you to get in the habit of kind of thinking ahead, planning ahead, rather than it being, you know, clickfest. And basically, if you don't now, why are you moving back? There's no one pressing you. When the infantry press you, I get it, but not right now. So this is what? Detachment, brigade, and detachment. So Shank's skirmishers are going to be in trouble. I don't think Hancock's going to be able to help. I think he'll help, but I don't think he's going to be able to change the situation. The detached cavalry, looks like I was a little optimistic about how far up they could make it. So we're going to bring them back. Hunt. Okay, that's his final destination right now. We're going to have to be a little... Whoa, no. We're going to have to be a little less ambitious with that. And we'll just move them over to there. My hope is to, I think, set up in this field here. We are inching our way towards it, and to force them to advance over it. Alright, so Shank's getting some casualties. He's taking some casualties. So far, Hancock, no. Maybe it's because of the Ace of Spades. I really doubt it. But, you know, I'd like to be right. Maybe 1 time in 10 that skirmishers, that one of the perks that will really help them if you plan to use them as I do as a delaying force, although they tend to get quite a few casualties, they tend to do pretty well, but I like them to delay and try to let the main force reach its line. I was hoping, you know, I said that and now they've taken 16 casualties, and it's because the entire CSA line is firing at them. So what you do in that situation is you don't fight like that, and yeah, they probably have no problem with that order to fall back. And I'm thinking maybe I should do the same with some of these skirmishers, rather than directly going up and challenging them. If we can press them at the flanks slightly and force them to either chase us, which pulls them apart and leads them to not attack in a straight line. Because I assume that they're going to move through this field. I think in the absence of greater evidence, they tend to move for victory points. But I think this time is different. And I did not route these guys off before. They came into the map routing. I guess that's the one gun that HQ said they had. But they actually have 4. I wonder if HQ picked up on that. Okay, so they know that there's 5. One of them is routing, and I guess the other 4 are there. Yeah, these guys are in a slightly better situation now. And I'm not going to give everybody Ace of Spades because I don't actually know it works. So I want some sharpshooters, some Ace of Spades. Sometimes I think morale on detachments is not terrible. Though, I believe it's still true that if they do get routed, your skirmishers get routed, they frequently flee back to the parent unit and are absorbed, and you can then resend out skirmishers, which is fine. It takes those skirmishers offline for a long period of time, which I guess is a proper penalty, considering that sometimes you'll get them breaking after, you know, 10% casualties or less. It shouldn't be a really heavy thing. I wonder if the broken morale is the morale effect is dispersed over the unit, so that the parent unit has its morale dragged down slightly. I don't know. I've never recently run into the problem of the parent unit routing because the broken skirmishers rejoined and panicked them. And I'm glad that hasn't happened. So Palmer's here with his Sharps carbine in the flank. Now the next step needs to be get these guys off those horses. That's not what they want to be doing. Good, they don't lose any range. We're in woods. We're shooting at stuff in woods, but again, I'm not looking for a super large amount of kills. My guess is Hill's Brigade is going to get torn up. I mean, if you are chasing 3 skirmishers in the field... Now, I'm not getting their statistics to show up yet. Yeah, it's alright. I'm guessing that they are. I could probably glean some of that from the HQ report. So, this don't seem right. It doesn't seem like we've done that much work. I wonder if they came in with a bunch of wounded. That would make more sense, especially since they got some hot volleys on my my skirmishers early on. 800 to 28 is a bit much to believe, which means I don't believe it. Alright, but Palmer can shoot for a while. Can I get Hill's information? Because I bet, yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. I don't know, you know, I wonder if the map has something to do with how the AI plays. Because again, on that map in the last battle, the previous video, early on they skirmished. But you know what? I don't know if it was when I brought all you onto the video, but initially, no, you were, because I read it. They used skirmishers. They used the combination of skirmishers and full-on infantry to push back one or more of my skirmishing units. All right, these guys have this. Expert scouts, I really don't care. I don't feel like I have a problem finding the enemy. Cold Steel, I don't think they have good enough numbers. Maybe. Well, that is a fantastic victory. I don't know how they're gonna. I mean, it says major federal victory, but 28 casualties to 1,100. Now, if they weren't all inflicted and they brought in a lot of wounded, then it's not that big of a deal. But holy moly! Yeah, national morale drops by half a point. Still not sure what military experience. I've mentioned this in almost every video. I'm not sure what national military experience means, because it is something. Well, I think it is counted. Let me see if it's actually working at the moment, because it was not working for most of these. Yeah, it still shows military experience is 0. Now, of course, we know that's not true of the armies. Okay, so I won that, but now I'm stuck, as I guess I deserve to be stuck in siege battle. Alright, we get some music. We gotta increase our cursor speed. Right, this makes for great video, I know. Okay. Oh, we're getting close in Little Rock. Are they gonna fight us? Is the Western Army gonna fight? I'm gonna say no. Even though they beat me, or the garrison beat me, I'm gonna say probably not. Though they do still have this garrison at their back, and the garrisons always punch way above their weight. Okay, we gotta come unpaused here. It seems a bit strange to me that I've been winning a number of battles recently, and things have been gravitating back toward the Confederacy. Battle of Caswell. I don't know what I'm seeing here. I thought this was the auto resolve. Yeah, this is the auto resolve. There's nothing I can do about. So I think this is my blockading. Yeah, they're blockading. That's fine. I think I'm gonna move this navy down here, because I wonder if I put them on blockade, I can. Well, the Port of Charleston's not that important, but I could at least blockade Savannah and Port Royal. I don't know if there are other juicy targets. If there are, definitely go for them. Looks like Patterson's about to... Patterson, I keep wanting to call him Pattison. He's going to take Georgia, which has a very low level. That's strange. Again, I'm not a Civil War buff or historian by any means. I've been under the impression that Georgia, I thought, was the 3rd most populous city in the CSA after New Orleans, and I thought Richmond, but maybe not Richmond. That might not be right. And then it ended up being a pretty significant supply hub, but certainly doesn't look like it is at this point in the war. Anyways, we're on a train, so we'll wait till we get off the train, and then we'll see if we can put a fort up. What are my orders? Yeah! My orders are, we're going to try to fight this. Get some revenge for that loss that shouldn't have been previously. Clearly, I've let it go. Clearly. Okay. 4 guns, 5,000 men. Yeah, I'm trusting these HQ reports less and less, so we're on the Bull Run map. So I can expect all the old things to come in. So we are up near the Sudley Springs. They're down here. I'm going to set up, and then I'm going to bring you back in. So I am back, or we're back together. This is now the 3rd time that I've fought on this map, and Averill has started this map every time broken. Now I think it's been always, it has to always be the Western Army, because that's where Averill is. So I don't know if he's permanently broken or if this is something to do with this map. It's hard to tell because right now he's been rallied back to panicked, but he's not moving and Sumner is staying with him. And this is exactly what I was hoping would not happen, because this means that now most units are moving up out of Sumner's range, and so there's going to be a significant increase in order delays. This is some interesting movement here by CSA. I thought they were going to go for... I thought they were just going to go down the road, but they're not. They're now... It looks like they're willing to go through the woods, which, you know, was alright. Hooker got to a good location. I assumed that they were going to go for Centerville, because that's what they'd done before. I'm supposed to have 3 skirmishers. Eustis produced a unit of skirmishers that would not move anywhere. And I don't even see them right now. I have Judah's, I have Quinby's, but I have no one else. So I don't know exactly what's going on with that. I think I'm just going to still have Hooker advance toward them, and if he gets too close, he'll start shooting, and you know we'll just worry about it as it comes. As it stands, and I should have done this rather than talking. Sumner's army is going to deploy over here, which is completely in the wrong place. That's not what we need to happen. So I have to issue stop orders. Again, I have feuds on. I'm okay with that kind of unpredictability. And I'm okay with trying to get the players to think about their moves in advance and to get the timings down and all the rest. But it is just maddening when it looks like 2 bugs. And basically the first bug is that Averill is always broken. And the second, it's I guess it's not a bug, but it's that still the AI commanders, as far as I know, you cannot change their relative position. And they seem to always hang back with the rearmost unit. I think that should be up to the player. And so it's basically 1 or 2 bugs is now, it's punishing you beyond just the, oh, you should plan ahead. Yeah, you should, obviously. That makes it more realistic. These bugs make it less realistic, and I think they're going to get sorted out. I do. It's just, in the moment, they're frustrating, but it is early access. There is a roadmap. The roadmap seems to generally be what they're following. So it seems to be what they're following, not just generally. Hooker has now decided he's not going to come over there. I don't know if that's something I did. I kind of want Hooker to come up, though, and do some work. I'm thinking as an alternative point, if they're going to come across this way, they may be going for this Warrenton Turnpike. I'm wondering, first of all, maybe I should have just let the orders go through and then turn my army around rather than stopping them. I don't know if that would have been the better order. Oh my goodness. I have no idea why Webb thinks that's a quicker... Well, I guess to that location it is a quicker route. Not sure. But I'm going to wait for these armies to stop moving. I also kind of want to make sure I don't lose anybody because I'm just not paying attention. So now they seem to be falling back toward the road. Hooker knows his or I know his orders are coming. I still want to stay on these guys because if they relocate again, it's just going to be another whole thing. These people, see, Eustace's skirmishers haven't even moved from deployment. So add that to the list of things that just don't quite seem right. I'm not sure though if Averill is panicked. I'm not sure why he's still not moving. I mean, he still should be able to fight in formation. Is Quinby doing alright? Quinby is doing alright. We're gonna get pushed hard here. Alright, these units are still moving, and you know what? Maybe that is for the best. That is just a ridiculous order delay, though. If they do eventually get the orders and stop. Alright, we're going to pull back here. Please face the right direction. You're going to go that way, and you're going to dismount. Not going to make this easy for him. We're going to square up so we can get all almost 2,200 of you shooting. I kind of want to see if I can pull them towards where I believe my infantry is going to be. That is not where Judah needs to be. He needs to get back. Back. Okay, yeah, you can start turning there. That's fine. And then we need to bring Quinby over to the left and see if we can gradually pull them back. My folks are going to line up on Grigsby's farm. If I can get them there, and then I think I can manually turn them, that would be okay. That would get us beyond this kind of situation where we have really, really large order delays. Judah still says they're confident. That's good. They took a lot of casualties in a short period of time. Hooker's cab is still okay. I don't want... Yeah, see, they're going to fall back anyways. That's actually okay. Because I think the cab is just going to turn to face them. So we'll make sure we're centered up. Okay. They don't look like they're taking the bait, though. They look like they are pressing right for Warrington Turnpike. So I'm not going to be in position. Artie might be able to get them if and when they get there. I don't know. I wonder now if what I need to do is just give a new order and then maybe Sumner will move up. Maybe that's how it works. I really don't recall. Nor do I want to be the ones that are... Well, you know what? That's a pretty terrible order, too. At this point, I think we just need men together. And if we can get them on the fence, that would be fine. Mackenzie, you know what? Maybe just shooting is your best bet. Where is... Alright, so Webb knows to show up. Eventually. Quinby, I still need you to show up. Over there. Lion, I need you to move up as well. Alright, so the good news is it looks like we wiped Lee's brigade. And we did it, so far at least, with minimal losses. I don't know if that routing unit, though, is pushing my skirmishers back. It kind of looks like they are. That's not what I want. Judah's detachment is getting hammered, though. I think I need to slow it down. I think I'm... Alright, they have a feud. They don't want to stand there for some reason. Well, You gots to. Because these guys aren't going to have artillery support, I'm going to send those skirmishers up there. It looks like we're going to eventually have enough infantry down here. Is Webb? Webb is still poking along. I guess even giving that unit formation order to Sumner wasn't enough to get him to move. Oh well. What was... Okay. That was the perk I gave them in a previous battle. I don't hate that choice. Dismounted and loose formation in the woods? I kind of like that idea for Cav, because I think I would probably use them also to as a delaying force. Much in the same way I use skirmishers right now. I think it allows you to control the battlefield, what's going to happen, when, and so forth. Are there more? I don't understand why these guys are not also committing to the fight. I mean, that seems like a huge misplay on the AI's part. I guess these are detachments. I didn't realize that until now. So that's actually a fight I'm probably not going to do too well in. And my infantry is not, because they're so far away, they're kind of just doing their own thing. Because the order delays are just so long at this point. So unfortunately the arty may be on its own. Alright, it looks like we shot them back. And I'm kind of leaning towards... Well, there's going to be a huge order delay there. Maybe just moving these guys up. I don't know if there's friendly fire in the game. It doesn't look like it because nobody in that detachment was hit. What is what? Arkansas State Battery, that's the 4-gun battery. I'm not worried about that. Arkansas State Troops, that's... I didn't realize they were that small. There's only 75 guys there. They're going to get wiped. McCullough's Brigade is very under strength. Marmaduke's under strength. Okay, Walker's Brigade is an actual, real brigade that can do some work. So I'm going to bring up infantry, even with their order delays. I'm going to bring them up there. This guy can feud all he wants. I really don't care. If he's going to feud, he's going to feud. Maybe that's why his skirmishers wouldn't move. That's one of the things I can think of. It's actually probably the best explanation. Alright, so that's that. Webb, Webb, you're coming. Yeah, once these guys, if they make it to canister range, which I believe is this dashed line, we should be fine. I actually want to see with these batteries. I thought I've seen other people make detachments out of artillery, but now I'm starting to think that they were infantry detachments who were ordered to take guns that had been abandoned or lost or whatever. We've fallen a bit silent over here. It's a little concerning. Quinby's group says they're firing. Did they pull more skirmishers out? They did not. Alright. And so those are just command groups, the two in the back. So Hooker's men are just out of range. Actually, I don't want to push up those skirmishers, and I want the enemy infantry to come into Hooker's carbine range. I like our chances more when it's like that. What else can we do? We can do loose order. I probably should have done that before. I didn't even know that was really an option. I'm kind of liking it though, now that I see it. And again, I should be pulling these skirmishers back. So even though they're in loose formation, I don't know if I should lay down. I mean, they seem to be withdrawing. Yeah, and they did. So back 250 on my side, 1800 on their side. I mean, this is unreal crushing of CSA. And you know, in that one, I thought it was shaping up to be a bit more of a line battle than it was. The casualties seem a bit higher on their side and a bit lower on my side than I would have thought. They just seem very high on their side. I guess actually mine don't seem low. Mine seem about right, but I don't know when they had time to lose all those guys. Glorious victory. If you say so. Alright, a glorious victory I don't think is ever a bad place to leave things. It looks like, okay, so we're not quite to Little Rock yet, but that is going to be the order. I think there's a garrison behind there I've not yet fought, so I'll probably have to end up doing that. I should be able to take that and reconstitute myself and then figure out what I want to do. I may come up and try to clear out the Missouri State Guard. May have to build some forts to do it. Or, what's going on? Is this still the one on the east? It is. Yeah, I mean, their national morale is not moving. Mine is, though. Mine's dropping. I'm pretty sure my national morale, it was above 72. I think it was 72. And even though I'm winning these battles, I seem to be losing national morale. National support is also low for me. Not exactly sure why, but it is. I'm pretty familiar with this. I know that I have one policy I've not enacted, and it's because I really don't like my options. I'd rather save it for something else, so I can actually bring it down to 4. But I think that's going to do it for this campaign. It's a little disappointing, but again, it is early access. I need to keep telling myself that all the time. This is not the finished game, and these things will get ironed out. And when they do, it's going to make what is already an enjoyable game a great game. So, yeah, I'll keep plugging along, and hopefully I'll have you back here in the next episode.